on, guys? It's your boy Player X here with the Semi-Limited Podcast. We're here at the Case Tournament over at Unplugged Gaming in Manlius, New York, and I'm here with
Erik Christensen.
And what did you do today?
I got first with PhantomKnight Horus.
Ooh, some new spice from the Age of Overlord. All right, so let's get into the goo.
Yeah. So it plays like a standard PhantomKnight package. People have 3. I just physically didn't have 3, so I just played 2 of them for today. 1 gloves, 2 cloak, and 3 boots. Most of these are pretty standard in most decks. I've actually wanted to up this card because it's really good to pitch off of the Horus cards, just to get like free discards every turn for it there. So it potentially could go to 3, but at the moment just 2. The star of the show, I think, for this deck is Genning Ken.
Only 2 of each?
Yeah, so a lot of people I've been seeing are playing 3 and 1 because they really do want to get the draw 2 effect. But in my opinion, I like to get both of them. So you need one of each, or more than one, so you can trigger both of them. But basically, I'll do a combo at the end just to show how you get them out. But more or less, every playable hand you can get to Genning Ken with this deck, which is what really sets it apart. Yeah, it's incredible with like talents and all that stuff. So super good. It puts a threat even just by normaling it on the board. People have to respond to it. Like you're going to bait out an imperm instantly just by having that, and you can just keep going from there. So very good. My extender, I did Wielder. I was playing synchro cards with this earlier, which is why he's here. I would probably swap out now that I'm not playing synchros anymore to like tracker, like just so you don't clog on multiple of them.
Okay, yeah.
But I also this was a pseudo third copy of my Torn scale, so I would swap out this for a third Torn and then switch this for tracker, so you never brick on them. But I play them today because they also look cool. I like the little alien guy. And then only hand trap I play is Ash. It's a 3, so just kind of ties in with the whole engine with it there with zombie vampire and stuff. So it's just broken, and Ash is very good, obviously.
Probably one of the better hand traps as well.
Yeah, for sure. I was playing Imperm and I cut it, mainly because I wanted to put in the PhantomKnight trap, but it just wasn't as good. It wasn't as impactful as like an Ash is. Then the Horus engine, 3 Imseti. This is the new one that searches the spell, and he pitches another card and draws. So he cycles, gets the spell that you need, and can put your PhantomKnights in grave just to like actually start playing the game and plussing. So he's very good. He's the only one you play at 3 because the other ones don't have any sort of effect in hand. You don't want to draw them. They all have really good effects actually on the field though. Happy's my favorite one. Basically, if he's on board and any card that you have leaves by your opponent, you get to add back any 2 cards. So getting like a droplet or a thrust or anything like that back for free is crazy. He can get back your fog.
Oh yeah, droplet, send a card from field to grave and then trigger that back. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Well, it has the opponents, but it's like it's just ending with him with a full board. If they super poly you, like he's gonna trigger and you're gonna get back cards. You can have back Ash, everything. He's great. I really love him. But that's your engine for this.
Pretty small.
Yeah, it is pretty small. They only have 4 monsters, and the other one is just doesn't have an effect. There's different variations you can do if you play more than 1 rank 8. I only personally play 1, so I don't really need the 4th, but this definitely is crazy. He's also big, dark, so when you use your break sword and you're locked in the dark, you can still summon this afterwards. And he's big enough. I play Erad, so he's like a free Erad summon. Yeah, he's great. So very good for all that. That's the monsters. Spells, just standard one-ofs, Rhoda and Called By. Don't have to explain those.
Called By came in handy?
I didn't draw today. So.
Oh, wow, okay.
2 Shadows Light. So this card's specifically for the Genning Ken engine. Any of the PhantomKnights meet the requirement to summon Gen or Ken. So these are just insane. They also have a graveyard effect, which is amazing going first at least. Use Banish it, you get an additional normal for a light or dark. I mean, everything in your deck's light and dark, so it's perfect. Only downside, you have to skip your battle phase. There are multiple games where I was going second, and I still use the card because you just get so much advantage and board clear with the deck. You don't really even need a battle phase. I mean, if you have 0 cards and I have 8, I don't have to attack you to win. So Shadow's Light, very good. I don't know if I play 3 just because you only summon PhantomKnights, and there are only 8 of them. But very good, regardless. You still want to get in the Genning Ken. 3 Droplet. This card just breaks all your boards. You can send your PhantomKnights from hand. Like you still play under Droplet, like even if you're using your whole hand to negate their board. It's perfect for this deck, obviously. And then to go with Genning Ken, 3 Thrust and 3 Tactics. You literally just want to see this card. You can get to Gen and Ken every combo, so you just want to have this so you can actually rip from their hand even more.
Absolutely.
Definitely you need to play those.
Makes those cards busted, yeah.
Yeah. And then for the Horus cards, 3 of the spell, you want to see it again for it there just to get your engine going. It's broken. The whole Horus engine is amazing with these cards. There's just no real downside to not playing maxed out for everything. Then traps, surprisingly, play quite a few. 3 Fogblade, obviously. You turbo through those, you mill, you do everything. You need 3. I added in wings because I even wanted more like just combo and being able to summon back from grave and keep going. Shade's more so if you brick and you don't have like PhantomKnights, like if you have an Ash and Wielder, you can go to Cherubini, send the boots, and then add this so you can go into and make your your Bardiche, get some like stuff going on for it. And then this actually goes with the stuff. I played this for the first time today, and it did amazing. Definitely not taking that out. This is a new card from AGOV as well. It basically lets you, while it's on the board, if an XYZ is on the field, you can just immediately XYZ summon using monsters you control. Its graveyard effect is you can banish it, target an XYZ on the field and one in the grave, equip the one from grave to it, and it gains the attack of the one it's equipped. So I was making, you can do like have a Zeus on board and have Zombie Vampire that you used previously with the Horse stuff. Equip Zombie Vampire, now your Zeus is 6k and you just kill them. So this card's,
so you go 1 punch with that too.
Oh yeah. This card's crazy, and there's no like stipulation like not the turn of ascent or anything. So you can search it off of the XYZ package, pitch it with like the Horus card, and then just game them that turn. This card's great. I really liked it. You don't want to draw it because your XYZs kind of have like weird stipulations on it. It's not the worst if you draw it. You just can't go into that engine as effectively, but not the end of the world. So that's the main.
Other applications too with other XYZs.
It's very solid. I love it. Main's 45. It's up there, but it's worth it. You don't really care. Like every hand is more or less playable for it. So very good. Extra deck, we got IP. You'll go into a break sword to pop their Gen or Ken, and then your break sword will bring back 2 and you just immediately go into IP, so you have something for their turn. It's very easy. 2 Little Knight.
Why 2?
2. So a lot of people are just playing 2 because it's very good, and I agree with that. This actually you need 2, like no ifs, ands, because you, as part of the combo, you actually use your Little Knight to banish your Ken or Gen from the graveyard, to then reborn it with Leviair. So you need one for you, one's to use on my guys, and one's to use on your guys.
There you go.
So
That's actually kind of lit. I like that.
Minimum need 2. Honestly, I played 3 if I had space for it. It's amazing. Very good. Probably the best link I've seen
in ages.
Yeah,
since Elf.
Since that was better than Elf, honestly. This card's crazy. So Cherubini, he's just the main guy to get into Gen or Ken if you don't open it. He basically sends it, you Little Knight it, and then you Leviair it back. That's the 3-card combo. It sounds convoluted, but you're really not. You summon so much in PhantomKnight, it's very easy to do. It's not a difficult
100% fair, yeah.
So that's him. Bardiche, just part of PhantomKnights. Access code, literally never make him because I actually cut the unicorn for the extra Little Knight. So I honestly might even cut this. I've never made
the 3rd SP Knight.
Yeah, I played, what is that now, like 10, 12 matches, and I've never summoned access code, so might not need him. Yeah, 3rd Little Knight would be good.
There you go.
So that's it for the links. XYZ's Leviair, he's just good. PhantomKnight played in general, but it's good for the Gen and Ken combo just to get into them. 2 break sword, not once per turn, I learned today. So I was able to pop multiple, bring back, and just keep comboing, linking everything. The XYZ armored package. So this is they're all new. This is the guy, he detaches 2 and draws a card. So he just gives you a +1. Then you immediately rank up into this. This lets you detach this guy and get that trap. So now you've +2. You have a card you drew and the trap. This guy then overlays over him. Well, he has no material. That's why it's bad to draw that, because you won't be able to get him with no material. But he has just a once per turn effect. You can add back an armored XYZ card from grave. So if you have the Horus card, you can just get a free pitch.
Oh, and then add back.
Okay, yeah, and then just add back. Use the Horus again, because you actually really want this in the grave a lot of the time, because he has a secondary effect. When he becomes equipped with one of the XYZs, you just suck up one of your opponent's monsters as a material. So it's a non-targeting like removal, and this is quick effect because it's a trap, so you can do it at any point, and they can't do anything about it.
That's
so
crazy.
It's very strong like combo. I mean, it won me,
hard to dodge
4 or 5
something like
games.
that too.
Yeah, and then on top of it, he's big because he's now equipped with this, which also gives it a bonus effect of not being able to be targeted.
Oh,
so
okay.
on top of gaining both their attacks combined, he can't be targeted, and if he would be destroyed by like a dark hole or something, you just send this instead, and you still got your guy up.
So it's like a pseudo Abramax almost.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, he got up. My biggest one was 60, 62, 61, something like that. So he gets even more big off his own effect for every material and equipped to him. He gains 300. So he just gets up there. Like
Chunky
really
boy.
Quick. Yeah, very good engine. I love it. Definitely worth cutting the synchros for. So that was that. Zombie Vampire, you have to play. This card is bonkers in the Horus engine.
And this is the one rank 8 you were talking about playing?
Yeah, Zombie Vampire. The other one, if I played all 4, you could go into the Photon Lord first, just to have a negate before you start going into your engine for stuff. I haven't really tried it, so I can't tell if it's good or not yet. But that would be the only other thing I'd play. Coach King, you don't need, and you don't really want.
You don't want to
draw
that much.
Okay. You want your graveyard loaded, not your hand.
That's fair.
Set Zombie, Typhon. I thought this card was terrible at first, like in theory. After playing it, this card steals games.
Yeah.
I mean, I played Pearly today, and they just ended on Zeus, and I reborn one of my guys with the trap, and I was like, anything on summon? They're like, nope. I'm like, Typhon. All right,
slap it on.
There goes your Zeus, like gone, and then instead of trap, and you're good to go. And then your own Zeus. That you can. The other benefit of this engine, even if you're not going into what are they called? The traps and stuff. Like if you milled it or you drew it or anything like that, you can really start stacking up like your XIZs pretty quickly off of these as well, and then just go into a fat Zeus on top of it.
That's fair.
So Zeus is needed as well, but that's the whole main and extra there for it. Side was kind of just thrown together for the most part. Don't really have a whole lot of like theory behind it, but 2 XYZ Encore. People in my locals play Pearly. 2 Dark Ruler. You're mainly, when you're going second, you're siding out the 4 Ken and Gen and the Shadows Light because they're not that great going second because you want to skip your battle phase. So you have 6 slots, and playing all the tactics and everything lets you get to a lot of these like power cards like evenly and such really quick. So it's definitely like needed to play like these power spells and traps for sure. I did a couple 1-ofs for the thrust targets going first, just because you can always pretty much trigger it with Ken and Gen. Fusion decks, Erad.
Any other deck?
Instead, he's 3K off the bat, and then your Bardiche, if you open Ken again, you could bring back the cloak and then buff him up to 29 for free.
Oh, and attribute that instead. Okay.
Yeah, so Erad's pretty much live every hand if you have everything. Like these are just, you're not going to beat me if I'm going first, like with these cards.
Cheese wins.
3 Evenly. I love Evenly. I think it's an amazing card, and I'll play it in pretty much every deck. 3 Nib, just for a lot of combo decks. They're not really respecting it at the moment, which I
can agree
okay
with.
Yeah.
Sure.
Snake Eye doesn't really put up anything to stop this. Diabell Star and Rescue Ace decks kind of just like, they'll just get there. Yeah, they'll either play through it, or they're like, oh, you had it. All right, I lose. Yep. So definitely good. I might main it, but I'm not really like too keen on playing hand traps in this version. I just want to keep it like straight power.
Absolutely.
And then 2 Kurikara. I'm lending one to my friends too.
All right. Yeah. Would you make any changes in the side?
For the side, I mean, that'll just change as like decks come out after the YCS and stuff. Nothing like off the bat that was like terrible. These are all pretty standard like side cards for it. So no, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll only make changes if new decks pop up, stuff like that.
All right. Thank you for giving us some of the goo right there, and congratulations on your first place over here for the Case tournament.
Appreciate it.
And what is your favorite podcast out there?
The semi-limited.
All right. Thank you.